So we saw karyotypes of body cells, and we saw that they are diploid and they have 46 chromosomes. This is body cells of humans. However, not all the cells in the human body are diploid and have 46 chromosomes. This is the karyotype of a human female's body cell. These are the autosomal chromosomes. We have 22 pairs. This is the pair of sex chromosomes. This is the 23rd pair. And all in all, they make 46 chromosomes. And this is the one in the male. Same thing, except the sex chromosomes are XY instead of XX. They are not a homologous pair. However, these are body cells, which means they are cells from the body of the human. For example, red blood cells have no nucleus. If they have no nucleus, so they have no DNA and no chromosomes. So body cells of humans have 46 chromosomes. Red blood cells have 0 chromosomes. And this is an important adaptation so that they have more space for carrying oxygen. If they had to fit a nucleus, they would not be able to carry as much oxygen as they actually do. And sex cells, which are the sperm and the ova, have only 23 chromosomes. They have 23 chromosomes and not 23 pairs. The entire number of chromosomes in the sex cells is 23, which is half the number in the body cells, that is 46. So sex cells have half the number of chromosomes of diploid cells. Sex cells are formed by meiosis, which is a process of cell division specifically for the sex cells, while body cells are made by mitosis, which is a process of division for the body cells. Because sex cells are formed through meiosis, this is why they have half the number of chromosomes. In meiosis, the number of chromosomes becomes half as one of the stages of meiosis. So sex cells have one from every homologous pair, as well as one of the sex chromosomes. So the sex cells will have one chromosome of homologous pair 1, one chromosome of homologous pair 2, and so on, one chromosome from homologous pair 22, and one of the sex chromosomes, either X or Y. This is how it ends up having 23 chromosomes. This is the karyotype of a human female's sex cell. These are the 22 chromosomes that are the autosomal chromosomes, and this is the one sex chromosome. It is an X because the female can only have X. This is the karyotype of a human male's sex cell. You see the 22 autosomal chromosomes and the one sex chromosome. It can either be X or Y. We call these cells haploid cells. They have half the number of diploid cells' chromosomes. So remember, diploid is from double, haploid is from half. The sex cells are going to fuse during fertilization, the male and the female sex cells. When they do, the nucleus of the male will join with the nucleus of a female. Each one of them is haploid, and together they will form a diploid cell, which is the zygote, which is the cell that's going to turn into a new individual. And that is why the sex cells will have only 23 chromosomes, because they will have to fuse to form an individual. So when they fuse, they form a diploid cell with 46 chromosomes. They will pair up in homologous pairs, and the new individual will have 23 pairs of chromosomes in every pair. One chromosome is going to come from the mother, and one is going to come from the father. So this is the zygote. It is diploid. So let's say this zygote got the sperm cell that had an X for the sex chromosome and an X for the sex chromosome in the mother, in the ovum. So now this zygote will have XX, so it is a female. However, if it got a sperm cell with Y for the sex chromosome and the ovum is X, it will have XY, so it's a male. It will have 46 chromosomes and it will be a normal diploid zygote. that will form the fetus.